A rich kid goes in the house. I hope you're still here. Hey, y'all. Oh, I'm so excited about this class. I've been doing so much research on this. It's crazy. So, welcome. Before I get started, since there's only a couple people here, I'm just going to start with a commercial so we don't have to take time for it later. This is a product that I have been using forever for my ED, just kidding, for everything. It's essentially salt water, like holy water. But no, literally, it is an incredible redox therapy. And so what it does is it basically helps to get the free radicals out of your body, which everyone knows by now it causes stress, it causes disease, the free radicals. So when you do a product like ASEA, oh my God, incredible for you. And so I'm going to show you where to get it. I'm going to put the link in the comments right now before we get started here with this very amazing video today. I'm so excited to share this with you. But this is redox therapy. This is my affiliate link. Anything you get, if it's more than $100, I will get a nice little commission. So check out all the products. There are products, there's facial toners. There are something called Renew 28, which is like a gel that you put on cuts and bruises and everything. So yeah, that's the link. That's my commercial. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I am an avid consumer of that product every single day. And the only time I've gotten sick in the past couple of years, like 5 years, is when I went on vacation without that. So it does keep me in check. I might have eaten a little bit bad on that vacation too. But anyway, welcome to this class, you guys. As you know, Qigong Tai Chi does so many things for us, but did you know that it can potentially prevent issues with erections? Oh my goodness. Not just those kinds of erections, but also standing erect. Some people cannot do that. And so this class helps you with that. And I'm going to break it down. I'm going to totally break it down on why that is. So as we begin this discussion, I want to do a little bit of Qigong to get started. So we're going to talk and do the exercise at the same time. Okay? So you're going to learn through movement and ears and brain. And I've got my notes right here. And we're going to get started. So we're going to get started with the Wujigong, which absolutely is part of the resolving exercises that you can do for this issue. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your yin hand, which is right for women, left for men, under the belly button, the other one on top, okay? And then you're going to bounce. You're going to shake, 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 shake. Yes, the hips are shaking. The thighs are shaking. I'm making this clear because of what we're about to talk about. The shoulders are shaking up and down. Okay. We are shake, shake, shaking. This light is too bright in my eyes, so hopefully that's enough light for you to see me with. Shake, shake, shake. Now, you immediately might feel a release, not only your body, but also your mind. And that's really important to talk about as well. Can you all guess the issue that we're talking about today? No, I'm not talking about erections. I'm talking about what can stop them from happening. Now, there's a very magical muscle in the body that actually needs to be relaxed, or at least not tense, for a healthy erection to happen. We're all adults here, so we can talk about this. Except maybe Kitty Cat. She might be a little bit young for this. So it starts with a P and it ends with an S. P.S. Psst. The so as. You know, it's one of those weird spellings with a silent P because we don't want to talk about the P word, right? On YouTube. It's like psychology. But you know, the amazing thing about PS and the amazing thing about the word psychology is that psycho actually means spirit. You know, so if you call someone psycho, you're like, man, you're at one with the spirit, dude. Why aren't you getting more with the mind? And the study of psychology is actually literally the study of the spirit, if you look at the word, but not like, you know, phonetics or whatever you want to call it. So I think it's having the psoas muscle, the PS spelling there, is like this magical way of talking about your spirit. It is this magical rubber band like muscle that wraps from the back area under the hip bone, iliacus thing, and then it wraps around again behind the thigh bone. So it's basically what helps you go from sitting to standing. And so, what are some symptoms of psoas issues? How do you know if you have psoas issues, which could be causing other issues? First, I want to share a screen with you. Okay, first I got to share this screen with you because this is what I was talking about. These are the amazing products that have been life-changing for me. So there's a link for the comments for that, okay? But I also want to show you the psoas muscle because it's good to see it, right? Now, just so you know, this is Montgomery Somatics Physical Therapy. So thank you for this diagram. See the psoas major? It goes, okay, it doesn't go through the bone. Sorry, I described it wrong. It goes in front. But see, the thing about this is it's behind, you can't massage it. It's behind all these abdominal muscles. And in the back, it's behind all these back and hip muscles. So it's really amazing to stretch it and to do the Qigong Tai Chi, which helps you to relieve psoas issues. So let's go back to how do we know if we have psoas issues? Well, there's a lot of different symptoms, okay? Bring the bottom hand out, face up, the top face down, and keep on shaking. There's a lot of symptoms, okay? It could be that you have, and okay, there's a lot of different names for things, and I'm not a doctor, disclaimer, I'm not diagnosing you, but just so you know that there's a lot of different things that your doctor can diagnose you as. It can be just psoas syndrome, it could be an inflamed psoas, it can be a chronically tight and tense psoas, you know, and it could be a sciatica issue, a nerve issue, which is also connected to the psoas somehow, the psoas tightness. So all these psoas issues might have very similar symptoms. And of course, there can be an even bigger issue, like some kind of like hip, whatever you need a hip replacement for. But anyway, shake it out, shake it out. Here are the symptoms that you might have that show that you have some kind of psoas issue. You just might have a big pain in your butt. You might have hip pain. It might be one-sided pain. And that's kind of a good indicator that it's like a tight muscle on some side of your body. You might have lower back pain. Any kind of back pain actually might be caused by a psoas issue. You might have pain that radiates down your thighs. You might have leg pain. You might have thigh pain. You might have pain when you stand up. You might not be able to stand fully erect. Excuse me, Missy. I'm teaching. You might have a limp because you're in so much pain. It might cause you to limp. It might cause you to shuffle. You might not want to shovel. All right, now we're going to stand and the feet are shoulder width apart. You're going to drop that left shoulder down and then the right. You're going to go back and forth, nice and easy, keeping your body relatively straight, like as far as like you're not like leaning like that. You're just gently pressing down the shoulders back and forth. Okay. You might have issues when you twist, like when you're getting out of the car, you might feel a pain. You might have groin pain. You might have ED or just a malfunction. You might have back spasms. You might have bladder pain. You might have digestive issues. All of this could be coming from a psoas issue. Okay. So, what causes this psoas issue? I'm glad you asked. I mean, it's basically from being in a crunched up position for too long, like driving for long hours, like sitting at your desk. If you don't stretch and stand up and like recline like a lion on the mountain, then these rubber bands, these muscles in us can potentially shorten or get like, grow the other direction instead of elongate. And the thing about Tai Chi that's slightly different than yoga. It's like in yoga, we elongate. So that's so good for the body. There's so many amazing things you can do in yoga. The thing is, in Tai Chi, it's like we do elongate, but we also, it's like we hydrate, like we pick the energy up and we just heal all the muscles as we're doing the form. So this Wuji Gong form that we're doing absolutely helps to relieve stress in the psoas. Now, the other interesting thing about our bodies is we can't do anything without our brain. If we cut our heads off, we're not going to be able to run around. So another thing that can cause any kind of muscular issue is a neurological issue or a nervous system issue. So that being said, the fact that Tai Chi Qigong literally lowers your cortisol and helps your nervous system feel healthy, it will automatically help to relieve all muscle pain, all muscle tightness just by doing this exercise. Now you're going to rotate that left shoulder back a few times. Now, of course, muscle tightness could also be related to storing emotional pain in those areas that need to be released. And we do that a little bit in Tai Chi as well when we go through the animal forms. In this system of knowledge, there's always a connection of emotions to your body, to your organs, to your muscles. It's intertwined in the system of medicine. Okay. I've given you all the answers. Oh my gosh. But then why are these stretches good for one, maintaining the length of your psoas, the health of your psoas? Because they just are. You're just going to have to trust me. If you do this class every day or even once a week, let me know how you're doing with your psoas or any other issues. I want to know if this helps you. I really think it will. You know, you can Google all kinds of stretches that you can do for your psoas, but if nothing works, just know that it's also your nervous system at play. You can't just, you know, it's like if someone just says relax, a lot of times you're often like resistant. Oh, I don't want to relax. Don't tell me to relax. Who are you to tell me to relax? That's your nervous system getting in the way of you relaxing. So now doing this exercise, it relaxes your body without your mind getting in the way and resisting the relaxation. And that's called balancing your nervous system, regulating your nervous system, which in turn regulates, you know what? And it's so relaxing. That's where it all begins. And then once you do this, you can try those additional psoas stretches because you'll already be in the state of mind that's receptive to your muscles, listening to what your brain is saying. Does that make sense? I think that is why a lot of people, when they get older and they don't move around, they have so many muscular issues that cause so much pain because they're not moving. And so it's like the rubber band is getting hard and not stretchy. And so it hurts to do everything because your muscles aren't moving, your tendons aren't gliding. And halfway. And so there's a lot of jocks out there, you know, maybe you're watching right now that do like intense squat machines, you know, and you unintentionally cause all this tension in the psoas and other groin muscles. And if the tension is pulling you down, then you can't go up. You know what I'm saying? But in addition to this, we are going to do specific Tai Chi movements that are really good for releasing psoas tension. So after the Wuji Gong, we're going to do the muscle tendon change form that's got like just about every move in it is good for the psoas and good for all the joints in the body. So now you're going to put your yin hand over your head and the yang on top of it. So it's right for women is yin and left for men. You know, we're very habitual creatures. So when you're sitting for long periods, if you have to for work and you can't, you know, control that, then just think to yourself, am I tightening my thigh more than I need to right now? Like as you're sitting, just make that conscious connection of what's going on. Is my pelvis tightening up? Can I just stand for a moment? And if you resist standing because you know it's going to be painful, you might have some psoas issues going on. All right, arms coming down. Lift that left heel up, bending both knees. You're going to rotate the left knee to the right. Now, if you do have emotional issues going on, mental issues going on, I do want to encourage you to contact me for a Bach Flower session. These are vibrational energies that help you deeply vibrationally release the negative energies and emotions that get stuck in you. And I've been a practitioner for, gosh, over 20 years now in the Bach flowers. And I also just have specific remedies to help with addictions. If you have addictions and you just want to not do a session and just get remedies for that. And the other side, rotate inwards. Relax. And the other direction. Good. Bring your feet together, knees together, and little tiny rotations to the left. This is very good for the psoas. Can you feel it in the lower back? Because your psoas goes to the lower back and the other direction. Good. All right, coming back up, we're going to sway back and forth. We're going to put all the weight on one foot and then the other. So since this class is focused on the psoas, because psoas tension can cause issues with all kind of erections, standing straight and other things being straight, I want you to think about the psoas while you do this one. So you're putting all the weight on one foot, but you're still keeping both feet on the ground. But as you shift, notice tension happens in the inner and front of the thigh. Too much tension in the front of the thigh causes psoas issues. So as you're doing this, just imagine the tension releasing from the thighs and going into the ground. And if it's really, really painful for you, just stop and breathe and just try and ask your body what it needs. You can maybe do this sitting down. You can maybe even just lie down and imagine yourself doing this to release some of that tension. And forgive yourself. Like, don't judge yourself. Like, if you have leg tension, that's exciting. You have found the solution. Now all you have to do is release the leg tension and not stress about it. Which, honestly, if you do this exercise every single day, or at least once a week or 3 times a week, in a month, you'll be blown away by how much better you feel and how much less your pain is and how much better you are at everything. As far as storing our emotional pain in our body and not knowing how to release it, don't judge yourself for that either. We're not taught growing up to feel our feelings depending on our upbringing, at least in school, we're not taught emotional education, emotional intelligence. And I was thinking about that this morning when I was meditating. There's a lot of talk these days about heavy metals, not only where parasites can hide behind, supposedly in the body, but also that they can help you process. And I was thinking it's kind of funny. We think about treasure boxes as little metal boxes. And then so it's like our emotions are stored in these little heavy metal boxes in our body and they're weighing us down. And the more we can patiently and persistently open up these boxes and look at them as treasure boxes, gifts instead of pain, it'll help you to be excited about doing your emotional inner child work every day. Like, what is my gift today? Let me unwrap this box and free it into the world so that I can attract more abundance, I can attract more health, etc., etc. And now we're going to come to stillness in our ready position. So even just doing the ready position can help release the psoas stress. So if you notice my pelvis is pointed down, you can imagine that your tailbone is pointing down. And you could even like shake it off a little bit. Belly dancing is so good for psoas release, but we'll get to that in a minute. Our arms are open. There's air under the arms. The fingers are facing back. And the sit bones are really deeply releasing. And that lower abdomen is just relaxing. And it's like you're securely sitting. And that's the other thing. We can do a whole year on the psoas. I'm serious. Like we can literally do a whole sitting class where we learn how to sit so that we're not squishing and shortening that psoas. You can sit in a way where you're holding yourself up with your abdomens more and you're just kind of like floating there. The hips are magical. The psoas is magical. You can walk in a way that's more opening to your psoas. A lot of people walk in a constricted way. Literally just walking can be a liberating and energizing experience and a creative experience. Going to the next part of this form, it's getting hot in here. Like Mr. Rogers taking off my sweater. Now we're going to bring the hands up in front of you about 2 fists away. Feet are still about shoulder width apart. You're going to rotate those hips. So this is the moneymaker right here to release that psoas muscle. This is like a belly dance move. You are circling the hips. Any slow circles that you do with the hips has maximum potential in feeding good vibes to that psoas, in helping it to release the tension that's been building up for days, for hours, for months, for years. I mean, this one class might release tension that you've been holding on for years if you're really focused and your intention is solid here. And open up that breath if you can. Yeah, I was nervous about calling this class what it is, but I'm like, you know what? So many people have this issue. Let me just put it on the table. Let me help people. You know, let me empower people to know why this is going on. You know, it's not a random thing that when you get a massage, everything is just working so much better. You know, a lot of people think it's all about the external stimuli, you know? Like, it's actually a lot of it is internal and you feeling empowered and your body just feeling completely capable of anything because you're pain free and your muscles are all working. in an elongated way. When we shorten the muscles, it can honestly cause psychological issues too, because everything is connected. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but we don't make the connection. If our muscles feel shorter, we can literally feel trapped and imprisoned in our own body. And does that cause psychological issues? Yes. Nobody wants to feel trapped. That can cause anger. That can cause anxiety. That can cause you to want to scream. All right, so now we're opening the legs and relaxing the arms. You're going to lift that left arm all the way up to the air and just let it drop down like a feather. It can cause confidence issues, right? Mm. So I want you to get out of the habit of saying, there's something wrong with me. You can say, I have an issue. I don't even like the word dysfunction. You're just having stress. You're just not working to your highest potential. You're just not expressing what you're fully capable of right now because of all the tension in your body, mind, and spirit and emotion. You don't have all the tools yet. You have this. So if you have this and you're not using this, that's on you. Once you have the knowledge, you need to have the wisdom to apply it. That's one of the biggest challenges with humanity, I think. You hear people be like, I know. It's not about knowing, it's about applying what you know, acting on it. Let me see results. This is so good for the psoas, this one. Oh my God. Do you feel those thighs relaxing and strengthening at the same time? Amazing. Okay, now we're going to reach across the body. You know, a lot of people know, especially this time of year, it's really good to let your car heat up before you get going, right? Really good to let that engine get warm before you accelerate. The same is true for the body. Give yourself that time, not only every day when you're waking up. Stop having such high expectations for your body to just like get up and move. Give yourself an hour before working to warm it up. Give yourself an hour before you know what, before getting it on, to do that massage. And honestly, you men out there, I mean, I don't know if all women feel this way, but at least in my circle, when you take the time and do like, yoga with your girl, tai chi, emotional releasing, massaging each other, it's better for everyone. It's like cleaning, honestly, it's like cleaning your kitchen before you cook for someone. The meal is just, all the ingredients just feel better. We're all adults here. All right, now the last part of the Wujigong is just for 5 minutes, literally just freestyling with the chi. So while you freestyle, I am going to put up a picture of a psoas muscle. Is this it? I want to. Where is it? Think about that psoas as you do this 5 minutes of freestyle. All right. I'll be back in a moment. Allow your body to just kind of dance with energy. Ooh. One-ish more minutes. 10 more seconds. Good job, y'all. See, what we're talking about is expressing ourselves fully. So it's not, you know, it's not just about guys. Having a full expression of who you are. You know, like when you're talking to some people and you can't get a word in, that is not feeling like you can express yourself. You know, we all have those people in our lives that we can't express ourselves fully with. Don't let that dictate who you are with other people. Okay, with that one person, you can't, but then get off the phone, you know, get out of the office and then go somewhere where you can express yourself fully. I mean, look at these beautiful muscles in our body that are wrapped around us like we're candy. And this is our exotic wrapper. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many, and they're so intricate. And then around that, there's another wrapper of fascia and all this just, and we are the candy. We are this beautiful package wrapped up with the muscles and tendons, fascia. And then this wrapping paper sometimes gets torn and hard and crusty. And we want to keep it beautiful and shiny, like a picture frame. And that's what this exercise is about. So we're going to jump into our muscle tendon change form because that is incredible for the psoas and every joint in the body. We're going to gently let the wrists come up and then float down like feathers. And then hands to your heart and down. And you're going to just bring your hands up, pointing to the ceiling and then slightly forward. And you're going to breathe. I do teach in person. If y'all live in Georgia, I teach every Monday at the Piedmont Hospital Fitness Center at 11 a.m. in Buckhead. It's an amazing class, great people in the class. If you join the gym, there's a saltwater pool, there's other amazing classes. You can also just sign up for the day and just pay for the class. I think it's like $20 for the day or something. And then that pays for the class and anything else you want to do. So you don't have to be a member. You can just drop in, check that out. I also have one more Tai Chi workshop scheduled at the Hemp Haven Avondale, and that's October 26th at 11 a.m. So I'd love to see you there. I'll put a link if you want to pre-register in the chat in a moment. Now we're going to grab this imaginary ball and wiggle it up. See what that's doing for the psoas? You feel it waking up, relaxing? And then gently push it up. You feel that? The side muscles, do you feel that elongating your psoas? So good. Let's do that again. Again, elongating your psoas doesn't just help men with you know what, but it also helps women with everything there, and also just in general, all of us expressing our spirits fully. And one more time. Now we're going to turn 45 degrees to the side, and we're just going to bend and straighten. See how this helps with the sitting motion? So if you feel like something is tense, you might feel like a lock. You can also just like hit it, kind of unlock that muscle, expand it, elongate it. So if you feel pain when you're going down and up, that could be a shortened psoas. Good. Other direction. If you like these kind of exercises and focus, if you want me to do another class on the psoas, let me know in the comments. Okay, very good. Rotate the right shoulder back. Imagine you're holding a little ball and bring it across the body. Other side. Very good. Now we're about to get in there. Let's just do one more upper body. Left, all the way to the bottom of the right side of the neck. Right hand behind, touching that psoas in the back. And turn to the right, breathe. The other side. This might not be directly stretching that psoas, but it is relieving tension in the neck, which helps your brain, which helps your nervous system, which is all connected to muscle relaxation. Very good. All right, now we're going to get into the meat of the psoas. We're going to open the legs, cross the hand, interlace the hands, push down, getting that little squat, and then up. And just feel your psoas elongating and getting more buoyant. And then we're going to drop the chest to the knee. I mean, if you think about animals, they stretch every time they stand up. There's so much wisdom to that. You deserve to do that too. Shake, 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 shake. All right, we're going to end with some belly dance moves. We're just going to do the pelvic circle here. Okay? Just circle it all the way around. Feet closer together. That is so good for stretching that psoas, elongating it, getting it more bouncy, like a rubber band. Other way. I really feel like belly dance is like dancing qigong. All right, now we're going to do a really amazing stretch for the psoas. It's a meridian stretch, and it's actually also for the stomach and the spleen energetically. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold our heel up to the glute. We're going to bring the elbow towards the knee. Take a deep breath. Imagine the breath expanding every cell of the body, and then reach out. Do that a few more times. And the other side, please. Very good. And then also bringing the knee into the chest is another great thing. And you could even like step on something and lean forward. You can really feel a good stretch like that. But first, we're going to just lift up, relax the ankles. And the other side. Okay. Now we're going to step on something and lean forward. 20 seconds. And again. Relax your toes. One more time. Good job. 13, 14, 15, 16. Other side. 1, 2. That's a good one. Again. 14. Last time. And we're just going to do one more we're going to just bring the knee out here, and we're going to gently press forward. And the other side. Thank you all. I know it can feel so discouraging when you have pain in the psoas, and there's a lot of other things you can do. There's a lot of other exercises that you can do that we haven't gotten to today. You can get one of these chairs to sit at on your desk that you fold your knees under, right? I like putting a pillow on it. And then when you're sitting, you're not crunching, like you're more extended here. And that's really good. And you're using your ab muscles more. So that's a good discipline to have. So yeah, any questions? Let me know. I am going to grab that link for you to pre-register for my Tai Chi class if you want it on the 26th. I think this is it. Is that it? Yeah. And of course, if you just want to donate for class today, that would be awesome too. No pressure. I don't want to add any pressure to your pressure. All right, there you go. And have a beautiful, beautiful day for me and for you. And I will see you next Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. right here on YouTube. And I have like hundreds of Qigong videos on my channel that you can go through that hopefully will add a nugget of knowledge and relief to these crazy days that we all have. All right. Love you. See you next time.